Good morning, little mouse. What a pleasant surprise. You've decided to pledge your allegiance to me, I presume? Ah, yes. Very good. As I've mentioned before, I am rather fond of you. I am pleased that you've made this decision. Now, with that being so, come, join me. I'm just on my way into Silver Rock. There's been word of an attack by those damned flea-bitten lichens on one of their allied villages, and I intend to go obtain some more information regarding it. Come along, I won't bite. I suppose there's much to discuss, so since we have this entire carriage ride, I suppose that I'll start with the present situation. The reason that we're going to get more information about the attacked village is not entirely without ulterior motive, little mouse. Actually, you're sitting too far away. Come. Lay your head in my lap. Get comfortable. We've got quite a ways to travel. There, good. Anyway, as I was saying before, I do intend to pay a visit to the besieged village, yes. But it's not so much an act of spite against the lichens as well. I suppose none of this will make any sense unless I explain it from a little further back. I do apologize, little mouse. I am still a little distracted by recent events, and I tend to struggle to articulate when my mind is hazy like this. Where to begin? I don't want to bore you with centuries of Esterlily family history, no. Well, I'll simplify it in the best way that I can. First, to explain my intentions with this village, you would have to know that here in Castle Esterlily, we house and protect many human companions. You're already aware of this, because I've told you this before, so I will not dwell much on the matter. And as I also mentioned before, the reason for us to house and protect these mortals is twofold. 1, for their benefit and protection, but the second reason being yet another ulterior motive. Being surrounded by life. Human life. Full and happy and brimming with happiness, safety, and contentment. That's been a way for us, well, the ones under my care, to stay fully nourished. It allows us to not feel the hollow ache and hunger burning inside us for blood and flesh. To take in life that way is fleeting, and does not keep us satisfied for long, if at all. Many have struggled for centuries trying to find a better alternative, not only for themselves, but due to the nature of our curse. Many hundreds of years ago, there were 3 royal families living in and ruling these lands. The king's family, the dukes, and the barons. History will remember them as House Esterlily, House Valaris, and House Vedoma. As these stories go, disquiet eventually spread amongst the 3 houses, and battles were fought for power. Many innocent people lost their lives at the hands of these 3 families, all in a grand struggle for control over those very same people. Greed is a powerful corrupter, and surely it did corrupt the hearts of the leaders of each house. In their quest for power and control of the land, each house opened its hearts and homes to powers much more sinister than one would hope to imagine. Because of this, the gods were angry with these houses, and after many decades of bloodshed, they were cursed. By none other than Galeus, the god of judgment and retribution. For the iniquity that each house had invoked, they were cursed, each in a way representative of their crimes. House Vedoma, who had destroyed many homes, were cast out, cursed to wander the lands, never to be allowed a home to call their own. Their tempers were rash, and their intentions were brutish and impulsive. And for that, they were cursed with the blood of wolves. These are the ones that we now call the Lycans. Their tribe was given only one way to redeem themselves, but that is yet unknown to anyone but the Vedomas themselves. The members of House Phalaris, well, it is said that they were all dragged to the depths of the ocean, never to be seen again, for using poisons and potions to devastate crops and rivers surrounding the kingdom. I have yet to hear what's become of them since. And then, finally, House Esterlily, the House of the King. Well, for taking so many lives that were meant to be protected by that very king, House Esterlily was cursed with the thirst. To forever thirst for life, but find only wanting, as those who would forever want for the lives of their friends and families to be returned to them from beyond the grave. The graves in which we put them into. From that moment on, my family, and my uncle, the king, we were only given one chance at redemption. When we have found a way to create life all around us, with hands and spirits that are only empty and thirsting, fading away and dying. Yes, only then, when we have found a way to bring life back into the world, will Galeas end the curse on our bloodline. It was clearly explained that this does not mean that those of us who were already given the thirst for life would be restored to our prior state. No. But it means that our name and our heritage will no longer be cursed. Those of us who prove ourselves worthy will have the curse of being childless and unable to form meaningful connections lifted. Although we will retain our current weaknesses and shortcomings. For many years, members of my family have sought the answer to this great dilemma. How to bring life into the world when we cannot create it by reproducing. And we have the thirst for life ourselves. Those who resorted to sating their thirst by taking more lives have succumbed further into the curse, and are now beyond rescue or atonement. My branch of the family, my mother's branch, well, she unlocked the answer, it seems. Before she left us, she showed me the way to create life. And that is to give people hope and safety when everything is taken from them. To surround them with a place where they can rebuild and find a purpose. That is how to give life. It is only possible to give life to those who have suffered loss. Which is why my castle was full of widows, widowers, orphans, and parentless children. The Vedomas took them from me. And for that, they will be judged accordingly. You see, once every 100 years or so, Galeas pays a visit to each branch of every house, to see who and who is not worthy of redemption. I was so close. I finally had it. My mother. It took her so long to figure out the meaning to this curse, and once she had shared it with us, I barely had time to find enough people and to keep them here long enough for them to make this place their home. Galeas will be here within the next few months, on the night of the vernal equinox, as is customary for our castle. We're going to this village, and as many villages as we can, to rescue as many people as we can, and to convince them to come back with us, back to Castle Esterlily. If nothing else, I can't welcome Galeas into an empty and war-torn castle. Even if I don't lift the curse. I want to prove that my mother and the ones under my command understand what is needed from us in order to redeem ourselves. I want to show him that our hearts are not as cold and callous as others from our family. I want to show him that we are capable of compassion, caring, and capable of giving life back to those who have lost, and bringing life to those who we have sworn to protect. I may not have the softest heart. I may be cruel at times, but I will not allow myself to become a monster like this curse would have me do, little mouse. So we'll go to this village. We'll speak to the people, We'll offer them aid in rebuilding, and offer those without families or homes the chance to return with us to the castle. Even if they refuse, I will rest easy knowing that, at the very least, I did not surrender. I will make the folly of the Vedomas into a victory for the Esterlilys. Our other family members traveling here are more bloodthirsty and cruel than we are. Although, I strongly doubt that Galeas will frown upon their righteous fury once given an explanation of their attack, and the innocent lives lost during the attack on our home. We are going to fight this battle wisely, and use force only when necessary. Thoughtless violence is what got our families into this mess. It certainly will not get us out. Now, I can see that you're beginning to doze off, little mouse. I take it that my lap is the most comfortable of resting places. Get some rest. We still have a few more hours yet, and you'll need all the strength you can muster once we offer to help rebuild.